services a try. Visit bankfirstfed.com to learn more and meet our business banking team. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice. Member FDIC.
Looking for affordable storage? Look no further. Storage Self-Storage is family-owned and operated and the official self-storage partner of the Broncos. Whether it's storing personal treasures, holiday decorations, cleaning out your garage, storing your boat or RV, or even storing your entire household for the big move, we've got you covered at any of our 19 convenient locations serving the entire Treasure Valley, Donley, and McCall. Hop online at store.com because since 1972, we've been able to store it for you.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Pacific Source Health Plans.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today, based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Welcome back to the Mountain America Credit Union Bronco pregame show. You can sport your Bronco pride with a Boise State debit card from Mountain America, the official credit union of the Broncos. Details at any Mountain America branch, membership required, and it's based upon eligibility. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups, and Boise State's going to start all three of their seniors, and they were the ones that Coach Rice talked to most about, do you want to play in this thing? And they gave the thumbs up. So it'll be Omar Stanley along with Tyson Degenhart inside. Stanley averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds. Degenhart 18.6 rebounds. Tyson became the all-time leading scorer in the game against New Mexico. Now he's looking for 2,000. Abe, he needs 29 points to get to 2,000. And I think if he gets 29 today, Boise State stands a good chance to win this one.
Yeah, I'd say so. If he gets 29, then he'll get to that 2,000 in this game for sure. But then the Broncos will win. But, relative, more than likely 2 games. He's averaging 18 points. So, of course, you just double that, and he'll be well over that 29-point margin that he needs to get to 2,000. And that'd be nice to see. Because I think that if he does get there, especially in this game, the Broncos will get a win, maybe a couple.
Perimeter will include Alvaro Cardenas at the point guard. He's averaging 7 assists a contest, 12 points. Pearson Carmichael, 6 points, 2.5 rebounds. And Andrew Meadow, 12.5 points. But in the 7 games leading up to the championship game against Colorado State, when he scored 5, he averaged 18 and was shooting over 45% from the floor.
Yeah, Andrew Meadow had a heck of a run toward the end of that conference season, which is one reason I was really surprised that when the all-conference teams came out that he was nowhere to be found on any of them. But Andrew Meadow, found his offensive rhythm toward the end of the conference.
3 guards played by George Washington. Trey Autry, whose dad is the head coach at Syracuse, averages 10 points, 4 rebounds. He'll be one of the perimeters. Christian Jones, who goes 6'2", 9 points, 2.5 assists for him. And the other perimeter player is Gerald Drumgoole, 11 points, 3 rebounds. Inside, it's Darren Buchanan at 6'7". He averages 11 points, 6 rebounds. He's one of the guys in the portal. And then the man they call Slim, second team All-Atlantic 10, also All-Atlantic 10 defensive player, Rafael Castro, 14 points, 9 rebounds. First Atlantic 10 player to shoot 66% and with a make of 5 per game since Obi Toppin at Dayton in 2018.
Well, the Broncos have shown sometimes they have a little trouble scoring inside when there's some sort of shot blocker in there. I don't think he's as good of a shot blocker as Guath is from San Diego State, and the Broncos will have the strength inside too because, yeah, his nickname is Slim, and from where we're looking right here, it's a nickname that fits.
All right, keys to the game brought to you by Lithia Ford of Boise. Abe, what do you see?
Well, George Washington isn't a great offensive team, but they create a lot of turnovers. And so what can help a team that struggles offensively is if you give them easy buckets, easy layups. So don't turn the ball over and don't give up easy buckets to let a very mediocre offensive team get hot.
Keys to the game brought to you by Lithia Ford of Boise in the Treasure Valley. You can visit in person at the corner of Fairview and Maple Grove or see it all at LithiaFordBoise.com. We'll be back with the opening tip from Las Vegas after this. It's Boise State and GW on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Planning an event? Make it unforgettable with Event Rent, an official partner of the Broncos. From weddings and graduations to corporate events, we have everything you need to make your special occasion shine. Choose from our vast selection of brand new rental items, tents, premium linens, tables, chairs, and more, all backed by our friendly professional service. Whether it's a big celebration or an intimate gathering, Event Rent is Idaho's #1 choice for all your event needs. Event Rent, where every event is a winning event. Visit us today at idahoeventrent.com.
Attention Boise State fans. Mountain Land Supply is your go-to for all things HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscape irrigation, tools, and safety, and is a proud Boise State University basketball supporter. Ask your HVAC specialist about our top-of-the-line Comfort Maker products exclusively at our new Nampa HVAC store. Whether you're upgrading your home comfort with a furnace this winter or air conditioning for summer, we've got you covered. Ask your HVAC dealer about Mountain Land Supply, where comfort meets community. And go Broncos!
Are you looking for fresh, delicious food? At Costa Vida, we prepare everything in store daily, using only the freshest ingredients, never frozen. Are you hungry now? Enjoy Costa Vida your way. Dine in, swing by our drive-thru, order online, or have us cater your next event. Fresh flavors, made from scratch every day. That's Costa Vida, fresh Mexican grill.
Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, Bronco basketball is brought to you by Albertsons, official grocer and tailgate headquarters of your Boise State Broncos. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Coca-Cola, official refreshment of the Broncos. Ford, official truck of the Broncos. And by St. Luke's in Boise State. We're proud to be blue.
Take a step back, 3, money in the bank, slam dunk, Tyson Dragonheart taking the freshman to score. That's the dagger. And the Broncos are going to have a signature win.
Tip-off is just moments away. Here's Abe Jackson and the voice of the Broncos, Bob Beeler.
Arena house lights are off. The spotlights are on. The starting lineups for George Washington have just been introduced. The Broncos to follow. Both teams have their hype video that play on the big screens here in the arena. As we look at the crowd, and there were quite a few people who were on the plane when we went down yesterday coming to the game. Utah had a fan advantage over Butler, and as one would expect, proximity, George Washington from Washington, D.C. does not have nearly as many fans as the Broncos do today.
I saw 2 people in the hotel that had George Washington gear on, and I've seen, multiple people from other schools. And so I think Boise State's going to have the fan advantage for sure. And, you never know who's going to show up for a tournament like this, a midweek tournament. And as a fan, of course, everyone was disappointed that you didn't go to the NCAA. So what's the turnout going to be? It's better than I thought. It's better than I thought with the Bronco fans.
And if you're looking ahead, late afternoon on Wednesday, and then if they continue to win Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. So, Abe, you and I were hypothesizing that if somebody wanted a quick little weekend in Vegas, if the Broncos get it done today and Wednesday, you can come down and see some basketball over the weekend.
Exactly, and on the weekend it's in T-Mobile, so it's not at the MGM, it's at T-Mobile. So yeah, it could be a nice fun weekend if the Broncos get a couple wins, and starts here tonight or this afternoon against George Washington.
The Broncos coming out of the tunnel to our left with smoke billowing. Omar Stanley came out first, followed by Tyson Degenhart. Here comes Pearson Carmichael. Broncos will be in the white uniforms today. George Washington in the navy blue. Alvaro Cardenas, one-year player for the Broncos. And you talk about getting a guy out of the transfer portal, and the fifth starter, Andrew Meadow, now is introduced. You couldn't have asked for more out of Cardenas than you got.
No, but when we play the game when we're on the road so much, you know, we talk about the players and who gave you more than you thought coming in and who maybe gave you less than what you thought coming in. When we get to Al Cardenas, we thought he was going to be good. You knew he was good. You saw him play for years at San Jose State, but way over the expectations that were had. You demolished the single season assist record and have a chance to get to two or well over 200 assists and work your way up in the Mountain West Conference record book. I mean, he was better than expected.
He has 237 before we have anything today. Lashard Anderson, who was the record holder, had 165. By my math, that's 72 more than number 2.
Just blew by that record.
And he has a total of 609 for his career. He needs 9 assists to go past Kendall Williams of New Mexico into third place all-time for the Mountain West. 9 assists, that's just slightly above his average. Officials for today's game, Tim Comer, Evan Burrows, and Nate Harris. Broncos will shoot at the basket to our right to begin. We're upstairs at the MGM Garden Arena. Across from the benches, the Bronco bench is to our left.
They just, the hype man just asked, let's hear from the crowd, any George Washington fans, and there was about 4 people that stood up, and that Boise State definitely has. I would say, what would you say? 100, 125 maybe?
I was going to say somewhere between 100 and 200
yeah.
today. Utah had a decent turnout as well. Kind of feels like a in-season tournament, like one of the ones you go to in November, December, sometimes not necessarily the biggest crowds, and you have multiple games, and you got to get ready for teams you don't know.
Well, and I think the biggest thing about this is what Coach Rice mentioned multiple times in the pregame. Who wants to be here? Who can get it together after a long layoff the quickest?
Tim Comer puts the ball in play, and winning the tip for George Washington is Castro. So the Revolutionaries will have a chance to shoot first. Broncos will open in a man-to-man. Jones inside to Castro, and Castro with an easy layup. They know where their bread is buttered. They go right inside and score first. 2-0 GW. See what the Broncos come back with on this trip down the floor. Cardenas, right corner to Meadow. Out front to Degenhart, left side to Carmichael. Shot clock at 12. Boise State moving the ball around the perimeter. The ball hasn't come inside the three-point arc yet, and Stanley takes a late shot for 3 and missed it, and GW comes up the floor with the basketball.
Yeah, maybe not the first possession that you wanted, a late shot clock 3 from Stanley.
And really no paint touches inside either. Castro, left side to Drumgoole. Drumgoole back to Castro at the foul line. Right corner to Autry. He's a good three-point shooter. That one's off the mark. Stanley rebounds. So Boise State back up the floor, trailing 2-0. Cardenas, left wing, Carmichael. He'll shoot a 3. That one bounced out. So Boise State now 0 for 2 shooting from outside.
Well, and in warm-ups, the Broncos took way more threes warming up than they usually do in warm-ups, and the Broncos now 0 for 2 from 3.
Buchanan, Autry, Castro. Castro, the big guy, 6'11", sets a pick, hands the ball off to Buchanan out front. Autry for 3, it's good. And GW with a 5-0 start to take the lead. Autry this season, 38% from 3. Had a big game in the Atlantic 10 tournament, 23, when he made 7 out of 13 from outside the arc. Carmichael underneath to Cardenas, pass deflected by Buchanan of GW, out of bounds Boise State. 14 to shoot, 18-10 to go. First half, 5-0 GW.
Broncos still looking for their first bucket of this game. It's been 2 3-pointers. Tyson, I don't even think has touched the ball yet.
Cardenas under the basket, right side to Carmichael. Pass deflected by GW's Buchanan. It's out of bounds. There'll be 2 Buchanans in the game. Darren Buchanan of GW, and then, of course, when Javen Buchanan, 6th man of the year, comes in from the Mountain West for Boise State. Degenhardt will inbound. Shot clock down to 13. Played nearly 2 minutes. Broncos without a point. Stanley top of the key. 8 to shoot. Right block Degenhardt. Underneath Cardenas. Left corner to Meadow. His 3 banks off the rim. And the Broncos 0 for 3 with all the shots being taken from outside.
And the threes are good looks. I would say Stanley's had to shoot it, but the other 2 from Carmichael and Meadow, run good offense, got good looks.
Castro driving in on Stanley. Turns, takes the fade, missed the shot. Degenhardt rebounds. Broncos back on the attack, still looking for their first points. Pass to Stanley along the baseline, and Castro got his long arms in the way and knocked it out of bounds. The Broncos will inbound. Played about 2.5 minutes in this game. 17:31 to go in the first half. 5-0 Revs. Cardenas double team. Passes into the paint. Steal for George Washington, something they average about 9 a game on. Castro, Drumgoole, left wing 3. Rattled out, rebound Stanley. Boise State fortunate that George Washington fairly cold.
They are fairly cold, but the Broncos got to get a bucket. There's a lob over to Degenhardt inside.
Right corner to Carmichael. He'll shoot a 3. That one hit the back of the rim. Castro rebounds, and Boise State continuing just to chuck up threes. They are 0 for 4 in this game.
Yeah, not great offense from the Broncos so far.
Buchanan, Autry, left corner, Drumgoole. Drumgoole drives into the paint, kicks the pass to Jones. Jones, left side, Drumgoole. Drumgoole over the top of Cardenas. His 3 rattles out, and a rebound for Stanley. 5-0 GW.
And we're 3.5 minutes in, and the Broncos still looking for their first point.
And we get a foul on Jones of GW, tripping Cardenas, who tried to drive into the paint. First foul of the game.
This kind of reminds me of the start of Boise State against Colorado State, except kind of flip-flop. Colorado State started 0 for 7, and the Broncos got out to a 6-0 lead. But when you really look at it, the Broncos were shooting only like 26% in that stretch. And so that's kind of what George Washington's doing is, the Broncos haven't scored, but George Washington's not really taking any advantage.
Degenhardt with the dribble. Degenhardt against Buchanan, trying to back him down. Underhand pass back out to Cardenas outside the 3-point arc. Baseline to Ugbo, checked in for Stanley. Ugbo posting up the taller Castro, and a hook shot inside from 10 feet away. Ugbo gets the ball on the block and scores, and it's 5-2 Revs.
You want to take away a shot blocker, get into their body. He bumped him with his shoulder and took away Castro's leaping ability and then hit the jump hook.
So the Broncos make their first 2 after missing their first 4 from 3, and GW will have free throws as Castro took it in and Ugbo commits the foul. And it's going to take us to our first timeout. Free throws for GW when we come back. 5-2 lead Revs on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today, based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Visit bankfirstfed.com to join Idaho's community bank of choice and enhance your financial well-being. Bob Beeler, Abe Jackson back at the Crown at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It is George Washington with a 5-2 lead. It is the under 16 timeout in the first half. It'll be Rafael Castro at the free throw line. He's the transfer from Providence, averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds over 2 seasons with the Friars. 14-9 is what he has averaged as a starter for the Revs. Comes to the free throw line. He's taken the second most free throws in the A-10 with 196, made the seventh most at 124, only a 63%er as he comes to the line after the foul by Ugbo.
Well, points are at a premium right now because they're just not really happening. The Broncos 1 out of 5 for 20% with 2 points, and George Washington 2 out of 6 for 33%. One of those was a 3-pointer though, so they have 5 points. And after the teams get back out, they're still in their huddles for this timeout. They'll have 2 free throws, but Boise State shooting a lot of threes. We saw this against San Diego State. Ended up with a win in that game in the Mountain West tournament. But right now, 0 for 4 from behind the arc, and the 1 buckets from Emmanuel Ugbo inside.
Boise State has been behind at the half 10 times this season, including 2 wins at the Mountain West tournament. Broncos are 3-7 when down at the half. I mean, it's just 5-2. We've only played 4 minutes, so a bit quick to say you're going to be down at the half.
Well, you know, a little rust in this game is kind of to be expected after 2 weeks off of, you know, just so much consistency with practice and in games and travel, and just all of a sudden 2 weeks off.
First free throw good for Castro. He's out of Dover, New Jersey. And the second free throw for Castro, you could hear it go through cleanly. He has 4 of their 7 points, and GW back to a 5-point advantage.
Some pressure from GW, man-to-man, full court.
Cardenas to bring the ball up. Meadow, Degenhart, Keene is in the game, and Ugbo. Cardenas left side to Meadow. Meadow in the wing. Hutchinson is checked in for GW. He's defending Degenhart. Degenhart's pass inside to Meadow has the ball knocked out of his hands. Buchanan for GW. He takes it into the paint, dribbles to the left side, and now they reset it. Bevins is in as well. Buchanan takes it baseline. He's one of the guys in the portal, and that ball slipped out of his hands, missed shot. Cardenas the other way for the Broncos. Cross-court pass, left corner. That's Keene, and Keene will be fouled by Autry. And I think are they going to say he's on the floor, or are they going to put him on the line?
No, he's going to be on the floor. Well, the Broncos, I mean, they're pretty lucky right now. They're shooting 17%. So GW is 2 out of 7 themselves. So the Revolutionaries are not stretching this 5-point lead, but the Broncos need to find something to get going offensively.
Cardenas inbounds to Ugbo to Degenhart out front. Degenhart underhand pass to Keene. Right side to Meadow. Degenhart on the block, coming around. Hutchinson knocked the ball away. Degenhart got it back. Left wing to Cardenas, slashes into the paint. Underneath to Ugbo, 4 to shoot. Ugbo elevates, hook shot doesn't go. Rebound GW, and the Revs back up the floor.
Still, 1 not finding the range. 1 out of 8 now for Boise State.
Castro in the paint. Castro doubled down by Cardenas. Cardenas knocked the ball away, got the steal to Keene, and the Broncos back in the other direction. Boise State playing good defense. Cardenas spins across the foul line. Back it out to Ugbo, to Keene. Ugbo, Cardenas. Cardenas to the foul line, into the paint. Underhand pass to Ugbo, and slid it right by him, and the Broncos will turn it over.
And Cardenas drew 3 heads and 3 bodies from George Washington and tried to wrap it around to Ugbo. And I don't know if Ugbo was ready or if the pass was a little bit off. Bob, we're about, 25 rows off of the court here, just at about mid-court. So those little things are tough to see for us, but turnover Broncos.
Degenhart and Meadow are out. Bowie into the game for Boise State along with Buchanan. Missed 3 in the corner from Bevins, rebound Buchanan for Boise State. Javen with the basketball, outside to Bowie, left wing, long three, rattled out. Rebound Hutchinson, GW. First game got into the 80s. This game may be into the 50s or 60s, the way this thing is starting. Castro to Hutchinson. Back to Castro. Castro, nicknamed Slim. Outside, and a travel call on Hutchinson, and GW will turn the ball over.
Well, you're shooting 13% and you're down 5. I mean, that's about the silver lining that you can look at. 7-2, George Washington ahead. The Broncos have had one field goal. They're 1 out of 8. And they haven't scored in 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, but GW is only 2 for 7. And they have a couple of free throws. 7-2. GW on top. Keene gives it up to Stanley, who checked back in for Boise State. Stanley posting up, powering his way into the paint, has the ball stripped away. A steal again by GW. Jones. Moss. Now to Buchanan. Back to Jones between the rings. 13-10 to go in the first half. Down on the baseline, it's Drumgoole. Outside to Buchanan. Slashes into the paint. Outside to Jones. Shot clock at 10. Down underneath, taking the shot is Moss. Missed the shot. Stanley grabs the rebound. Boise State back the other way. Both teams having trouble scoring.
This one might be in the 30s, Bob.
Buchanan posting up against the other Buchanan. Cardenas back to Javen Buchanan. Turns, takes the shot over Darren Buchanan, and it's short. Rebound Christian Jones, GW.
A lot of individual plays right now for the Broncos. The ball movement's not there. It just, to me, it looks like just a lot of rust.
Boise State hasn't scored in over 3.5 minutes. GW hasn't scored in nearly 3.5 minutes. Drumgoole from the right corner missed the three. Rebound Cardenas. 22% shooting for GW. Boise State at 11%. Bowie. Baseline, cut off, trapped in the corner, underneath the Stanley, open, missed the layup, missed another layup, and got fouled. Stanley had 2 at point-blank range that he couldn't drop in the cylinder, but at least he'll get to the free throw line to shoot 2.
But there was just zero explosion from Stanley. I don't even know if he left the ground on both of his layup attempts. It just couldn't get off the ground to finish.
Jones will pick up his second foul for GW, and that is team foul number 3 for the Revolutionaries. Stanley this season 67%. Last year was 76%, and that free throw is just too strong. Meadow returns. He'll come in to spell Cardenas. Bowie will go to the point. Broncos with just 2 points, and we've played 8 minutes in this first half.
This is the worst scoring half that I can remember for the Broncos. Is there's a point that goes in as Stanley hits it.
Makes 1 out of 2, 7-3. All of that as far as terrible shooting, and it's just 7-3. Touchdown to a field goal. Drumgoole between the rings for GW. Driving into the paint, spins around Stanley, and Drumgoole is going to get the and one. It was a late foul call by Nate Harris. They'll count the basket. And it's going to bring us to another timeout. 11:47 remaining in the first half. It's now 9-3 Rebs when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the Broncos are craving excitement, they head into Extra Mile Arena for basketball. When it's time to savor fresh seafood, they head to Anthony's Restaurant in downtown Boise. Indulge with wild-caught salmon, fresh oysters on the half-shell, local Idaho trout, Snake River Farms beef, and more. All with free, validated parking in the Simplot Garage. Discover the taste of the Northwest at Anthony's in downtown Boise. Reserve your table today at anthonys.com.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountain, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
At Select Health, we believe health insurance should be simple. And when we say simple, we mean simple. So we'll get right to the point. We'll never stop working to provide you with clear, easy to understand coverage and benefits that give you faster, better access to care. Because helping you get the care you need is the entire reason we exist. It's really that simple. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty is Coke Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Try and decide. 11:47 to go in the first half. It's GW 9, Boise State 3. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco basketball. Worst first half of the season was probably the Washington State game in December at ICCU Arena when the Cougars raced out to a huge lead at the half. But as far as if you're just looking at offensively, Abe, this is one of the worst first halves in a while.
Hard to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense, the ball's not moving. Shots, of course, aren't going down. They're 1 out of 11 from the floor. They've missed their last 6 shots, 0 of 5 from 3. 1 of 2 from the line. But if you want to take a look at something that makes you feel good, George Washington, they're 1 out of their last 7. They're only shooting 30%, and the Broncos are down 6 right now. George Washington does have a free throw coming up out of this timeout, but you just can't help but think that 2-week layoff in the emotion about not getting into the NCAA tournament is showing itself here in this first half.
Cardenas back in for Boise State. It's Cardenas, Meadow, Buchanan, Degenhart, and Bowie. Moss, Buchanan, Hutchinson, Castro, and the free throw shooter is Drumgoole. 9-3 lead for GW, and they'll have a chance to get to 10. And Drumgoole's free throw hit the front of the rim. Meadow will corral the rebound for Boise State. So the Broncos are still just down 6. 11:40 to go in the first half. Cardenas to Buchanan. Between the rings to Degenhart. Right side to Bowie. Buchanan hands it off to Meadow. Meadow will take a 3. Little right at the top of the key and hit it. Andrew Meadow with the first 3 for Boise State. The Broncos within 3. It's 9-6 GW.
There you go. A shot going down out of the offensive flow from Meadow.
A lot of times things can be contagious. We'll see if it is. Hutchinson, Drumgoole, fumbled the pass, saved it. Defended by Meadow. Drumgoole, deep 3 left side. That's a brick. Rebound Cardenas. The Broncos now a 3 away from tying the game. Cardenas quickly into the front court. The Degenhart between the rings. Into the paint to Buchanan, and the other Buchanan, Darren Buchanan, kind of gave him a shove in the back to commit the foul. It'll be team foul number 4.
You know, coaches hate it. My coach always talked to us about don't let your effort and your execution be determined on if shots are going in or not. But it's hard to do. It's hard to really stay focused when you're 1 out of 11, and then when you see a shot go in, a little jolt of energy comes through you.
Cardenas dribbles to the foul line, lobs it inside for Degenhart, pass too long, but then GW threw the ball away right to Degenhart, who got the layup. And it's now 9-8. Boise State on a 5-0 run has closed the gap to within 1.
And back-to-back buckets from the Broncos.
See what GW offers. Hutchinson trying to drive underneath, and it's a travel. No, they're going to call a held ball, and the arrow will favor Boise State. So the Broncos down 1 will now have a chance to get the lead.
On the shooting percentages getting closer. It was 33% to 9 with George Washington up. Now it's 27-23. Revolutionary still with an advantage, but the Broncos have made back-to-back buckets.
Carmichael into the game for Bowie. Cardenas, Carmichael, Buchanan, Meadow, and Degenhart on the floor. Pass inside to Buchanan, takes it to the glass, kisses it off, and it drops. 2 points, Shaven Buchanan, and Boise State with its first lead, 10-9.
3 buckets in a row, 7-0 run, and now you have the lead.
Maybe it just took a little time to get back into shooting shape. Broncos with a steal. Carmichael feed it ahead to Meadow. Meadow takes it right down the lane. Shot blocked by Castro. Rebound, Autry, GW.
Yeah, 2-on-1 and taking it right at that 6'11" shot blocker inside.
GW moving the ball around the paint, getting it inside. Now in the corner to Bevins. He'll shoot a three, and that is good. Ty Bevins off the bench, a freshman who averages 2 points a game, now has 3, and GW back in front 12-10. Meadow between the circles, one dribble, right wing Carmichael. Carmichael to the corner, back in the middle to Meadow. Meadow picks up his dribble, feed it to Degenhart, back to Buchanan. 10 to shoot, 9:20 to go in the half. Buchanan out front for 3, a little long. Bevins rebounds for the Revolutionaries. Up the floor for George Washington. Hutchinson turned it over. Steele, Degenhart. Degenhart with a 2-on-2. Now it's 3-on-3. Degenhart gets the assist. Cardenas finishes it off for his first basket. Thank you, Tyson Degenhart, says Al Cardenas, and we are tied at 12.
Flip the script on that one. Degenhart to Cardenas instead of the other way around.
George Washington setting up in the half court. 12-12, 8:40 remaining in the first half. Outside, taking the three is Autry, and that'll be his second 3 of the game. He's got 6 points. GW up 3, 15-12.
Nice shot by Autry. Quick release.
Broncos in the half court now. Carmichael, Degenhart between the rings. Couple of dribbles for him. Hands it off to Buchanan. Open look right side. 3 ball. Well off the mark. Rebound GW.
1 for 8 now from 3 for Boise State.
Buchanan, Autry. Autry below the foul line into the paint. Lob it for Castro. Ball hit the backboard. Rebound Meadow. Meadow flip it ahead to Cardenas. Back to Meadow, and Meadow will draw the foul from Hutchinson. And Meadow will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws.
You know, I'm looking at this. I just can't help but notice the Broncos look tired. They're just not moving crisply. They look like that they're laboring to get things done out there.
Meadow will shoot 2, 84%, third best in the conference this season. And Meadow's first free throw is good. 4 points for Meadow brings the Broncos back within 2 at 15-13. Ugbo returns for Buchanan. Jones back onto the floor for George Washington. Diane Nessa also on the floor for the Revolutionaries. Second free throw by Meadow made them both. And Boise State now down 1 at 15-14. Past 8 minutes, so we'll get a timeout at the next dead ball. Jones gives it up to Bevins, back to Jones, left corner. Autry catches, turns, shoots, missed the 3. Rebound into the hands of Cardenas after several touch. Outlet quickly to Meadow. Meadow spins into the lane. Meadow off the glass, missed the shot. Rebound GW, and the Rebs come back up the floor. Stop and go dribble by Jones into the paint. Left side to Autry, out front to Jones again. Jones to Castro, 1 foot inside the arc. Hand it back to Bevins. Shot clock at 12. And there's a foul as the pass was into the middle, and the foul will go against.
I think it was a kick ball.
So it'll be GW ball either way when they come back. 15-14 in favor of the Revolutionaries, 7:23 to go on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Are you looking for fresh, delicious food? At Costa Vida, we prepare everything in store daily, using only the freshest ingredients, never frozen. Are you hungry now? Enjoy Costa Vida your way. Dine in, swing by our drive-thru, order online, or have us cater your next event. Fresh flavors, made from scratch every day. That's Costa Vida, fresh Mexican grill. The Broncos are proud to present these preferred local partners in the home service industry as members of the Boise State Home Team, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing Company, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Nampa Floors and Interiors, RowPaint.com, Snake River Pool and Spa, and Boucher Real Estate. The Broncos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your home team today. The Boise State Home Team, where local pride meets home improvement excellence.
Mountain Land Supply is the exclusive supplier of the Comfort Maker HVAC in Idaho. You can get your HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscaping, agricultural, pump, drilling, tools, and safety supply for your next project at Mountain Land Supply in Nampa, Burley, Idaho Falls, and Pocatello. Or, of course, you can go online to mountainlandsupply.com. George Washington leads Boise State by 15-14. They'll have the ball when play resumes, and both teams have struggled to shoot.
They really have. The Broncos are 5 out of 19 for 26%. You might think that's pretty bad, which it is, but just a few minutes ago, the Broncos were shooting 9%, so they have bumped that up quite a bit. 13% from 3, 1 out of 8, and 3 of 4 from the line. George Washington, 36%, 5 out of 14, 30% from 3, 3 out of 10, and 2 of 3 from the line. Rebounds are even at 12 apiece. The Broncos have done more off of the turnovers. They've turned George Washington over 7 times and scored 6 points. The Broncos have turned it over 3 times, and George Washington has not scored off of the turnovers.
GW will have a reset to 20 on the shot clock. There's 7:23 to go in the first half. Revolutionaries 15, and the Broncos with 14. For GW, as far as postseason goes, the last time they were in the NCAA tournament was 2014. They lost to Memphis. They were in the NIT in 2016. They won it all. And the last time they were in postseason was 17 when they went to the CBI. And they will have the out-of-bounds play. Christian Jones to inbound. Bevins, Nessa, Autry, and Castro. Castro hasn't been out at all. Inbounds play, and Bevins takes it to the glass and will draw the foul. Boise State with its second foul of the game.
Nice inbounds from George Washington. Multiple cutters through the paint. One cutter took 2 Broncos with him, and it left someone else wide open.
Ugbo with his second foul. He is the only Bronco that has a foul in this game. Correction, there is one for Carmichael, so that is the third foul for Boise State.
When you just have to be, thankful that George Washington isn't playing well, because if you shoot 26%, 13 minutes into a game, you're usually down more than just 2 points as that free throw goes in.
1 out of 2 for Autry, 16-14 GW. 7:19 to go in the first half. First game, very high scoring, into the 80s, 86-84 in favor of Butler, winning on a last-second shot. Ugbo hands it off to Degenhardt. Degenhardt into the paint. Degenhardt's floater hit the rim, won't go, but an offensive rebound for Ugbo. The Broncos reload. Carmichael missed a 3 at the top of the key, and Castro with the rebound.
Well, your best shooter on your team, probably in Carmichael. Great open look. Nobody close to him. Just leaves it short.
Now GW back with the basketball in the front court. Inside, Autry, much taller Degenhardt, forces him into a double dribble, and GW will turn it over once again. That is George Washington's 8th turnover of the game.
Well, the Broncos have scored 6 points off of those turnovers. Coaching staff for GW kind of asking what happened there, because they did not think it was a double dribble. I didn't see his first dribble. But on the turnover, Broncos with a chance to take the lead if a 3 goes in.
16-14 Reds. Cardenas driving into the paint, cut off by Buchanan. Foul line to Keene, who just checked in. Degenhardt, Cardenas. 6:26 to go in the half, 15 to shoot. Ugbo inside the arc, takes a baseline jumper from 15 feet away. Ugbo with his second basket ties the game at 16.
First shot was a jump hook. Second one was just, gave him too much space, knocked down a baseline jumper.
Darren Buchanan for GW. Left side to Drumgoole. Drumgoole between the rings, two-handed pass to Nessa. Nessa into the paint. Nessa underneath has the shot deflected by Bowie, but still keeping the ball is GW. Buchanan Dribbles out to the right side. He'll spot up, take a three. Darren Buchanan's shot is no good. Degenhart rebounds, and the Broncos now with a chance to go in front. Degenhart to Cardenas, left side. Couple of steps beyond the arc. Right wing to Bowie. Right block to Ugbo. Double team. Cross-court pass Keene. Left corner Cardenas. Open look for three. It rattled out. Rebound by Darren Buchanan, and the Revs back up the floor.
Cannot buy a three. And here's the thing. We've seen this before with this Bronco team. I mean, they're not a good three-point shooting team. And they're 1 out of 10 now.
Came into this game on the season 31% from three, which was dead last in the Mountain West. Hutchinson on the drive, and it rimmed out. Ugbo rebounds. Both teams struggling to get the ball through the hoop. Cardenas to the baseline. Cardenas under the basket. Right, the left corner to Keene. Left wing to a wide open Degenhart, and Degenhart will rattle it home from three-point range. Left wing, 5 for Degenhart. And Boise State in front 19-16.
That play started with Cardenas into the paint, and then a nice kick out to Keene, who made a great extra pass to Degenhart.
4:45 to go in the half, just the second lead for the Broncos. Drumgoole drove by Degenhart inside, and he'll be fouled by Ugbo. That will be Ugbo's second. I misspoke when I thought Ugbo had the foul. Nope, they called it on Cardenas, not on Ugbo. That's the one thing sitting up here. Sometimes you don't quite get who they called the foul on. Cardenas with his first. The Broncos with 4 fouls. At least if the score sheet, the stats that we're watching show, Boise State has no one with more than 1 foul.
Well, and that was interesting. Unless they got Cardenas for a reach-in before the contact inside was made, because Ugbo definitely got some body challenging that shot. But Cardenas with that foul.
I think I'd rather have 1 on everybody than somebody picking up 2. Drumgoole missed the first free throw. GW hurting themselves a little bit at the line. They've missed 3 free throws today. They've made 3. Boise State a better percentage three-point shooter. Drumgoole missed both. And Buchanan for Boise State rebounds.
Yeah, 71% shooter.
Keene under the basket to the trailer. Buchanan, and Javen gets the layup to fall. Beautiful pass by Keene, and it's 21-16, largest lead of the game for the Broncos.
Great pass from Keene.
Castro in the paint. Outside to Hutchinson. Hutchinson, right side, taking the shot from outside and hitting it is Drumgoole. Drumgoole makes the 3, and it's 21-19. Boise State's lead cut to 2.
Well, and George Washington makes 4 3-pointers.
Bowie, right wing for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Julian Bowie. His first 3 is 27th of the season, 24-19. Boise State by 5.
3 buckets in a row for Boise State, up to 35% shooting.
Castro missed the 10-footer. Rebound Degenhart. Broncos now with a chance to extend a 5-point lead. Stop and go dribble. Cardenas missed the layup. Hutchinson rebounds for George Washington.
Yeah, not sure what that was about, going right at the 6'11 player.
Hutchinson tried the lob to Castro, but Castro wasn't looking. The ball settles into the hands of Keene. Keene feed it ahead to Javen Buchanan. Buchanan with a 2-handed dunk. 3rd basket for Buchanan. Give Keene another assist. 26-19 Broncos. Timeout Revs.
Boise State with a nice fast break, and if the Broncos were the one laboring earlier, George Washington did nothing to get back on defense in that play, and Buchanan finishes with a dunk.
Timeout, 3:22 to go in the first half. 26-19 Broncos on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years. Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV. Perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
You can help advance medicine and get paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is seeking people of all ages for paid research studies near you. No health insurance is needed to join. Your participation could lead to life-changing discoveries in medicine. Don't wait. Help move science forward. Learn more at velocityclinicaltrials.com. That's velocityclinicaltrials.com.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Double R Ranch is an exceptional quality premium beef brand from the heart of the Northwest and a proud partner of the Broncos. Whether you're watching Double R Vision at Extra Mile Arena or grilling a premium steak at home, we're proud to be part of your game day experience. 3:22 to go in the first half. Boise State now in front, 26-19 over GW, and the offense looks like, Abe, it's starting to come around.
It is. The Broncos now out shooting George Washington, 36% to 32%, and those aren't great numbers, but if you're just joining us, the Broncos were hanging around that 9 to 11% shooting for most of this first half. They've made 4 out of their last 5 shots. They're 25% from 3 out of 12, and 3 of 4 from the line.
One of the things Boise State has done well, they have turned George Washington over. GW has turned it over 9 times. Boise State has cashed it in for 10 points. George Washington has only been able to force 3 turnovers, and that's something they normally do a very good job of, and they've cashed it in for nothing.
Well, the Broncos dominating bench points and also points in the paint. Off the bench, 13-3, and in the paint, 12-4. So Broncos really getting it done, and they can just keep going here. Add to this 7-point lead with 3:20 left.
GW with the ball. Cardenas, Keene, Degenhart, Bowie, and Buchanan on the floor for Coach Rice. Taking it right in, Jones with the layup for his first basket. 26-21 Boise State. Broncos back up the floor. Buchanan, top of the key. Left wing to Bowie. Bowie pulls it out. Several steps beyond the arc, right side to Keene, middle of the floor to Degenhart. Degenhart drives into the paint between 3 defenders, lost the ball. Castro came up with it. Jones now has it. He'll bring it up the left side for GW. 2:40 left in the half. Jones, right side, Autry, right corner, Drumgoole. Drumgoole against Cardenas. Drumgoole turns, dribbles right side down the baseline and traveled. Thought maybe he was going to step on the line, but they called the travel.
Well, another turnover for George Washington, and luckily he did travel or step on the line because he got it to Castro, 6'11", who was about a foot away from the hoop.
Broncos with 4 fouls, GW with 5, so have a little ways to go before either team gets into the bonus in the first half. Cardenas, left corner, Buchanan, drives baseline, inside underneath Degenhart. Degenhart got caught under the basket and missed the layup.
Just point-blank shots missed. I know there was a little bit of a challenge there, but we've seen the Broncos make many of these shots at the rim during this year.
Christian Jones, right side, throws up an air ball. Degenhart rebounds to Cardenas, lob it into Keene. Keene guides it in, give Cardenas an assist. Keene with his first basket in the game, and it's now 28-21 Boise State.
Cardenas put that right in front of the hoop. All Keene had to do was catch it and lay it in. Great pass, nice finish.
For Cardenas, that just only says 2 assists. I thought he's had a couple of more. Bevins, left corner, comes up with a 3, his second 3 ball. And this season now he has made 14 on the year. 28-24, Broncos by 4 with 90 seconds left in the first half.
14 out of 22 shots for George Washington have been from 3, and they've made 5 of them.
Cardenas right side. Cardenas to the foul line. Cardenas into the paint, pull up. 10-footer doesn't go. Broncos offensive rebound. Buchanan left corner of the foul line. Underneath to Degenhart, who dunks it home. Nobody within 8 feet of Degenhart. And the Broncos are going to call their use it or lose it timeout with 1:06 to go in the half as they extend the lead to 30-24.
Well, and Buchanan had the ball, and he had 2 George Washington players on him, and he sees Degenhart and has to actually tell him, cut to the hoop. No one's there. And so he does cut. It's a wide open dunk for Tyson.
So the Broncos now ahead by 6, 30-24.
All right, we might get into the 60s, Bob. We're sitting at 30 points right now. It was looking for a while. What did we have? 2 points at the first 6 or 7 minutes?
Yeah, the Broncos had 2 points past the first time out.
Right.
So let's see who the Broncos put out for the final 106 of the half. Cardenas, Degenhart, Ugbo, Meadow, and Keene are on the floor. GW will counter with Moss, Castro, Autry, Jones, and the inbounder will be Bevins. 30-24, Broncos by 6. Jones into the front court behind a Castro screen to the top of the key below the foul line, attacks and gets the layup. Nice play by Jones, his second basket. 30-26 Broncos.
Well, I didn't think that ball had any shot of going in when it left his hand and just kind of sat on the rim and fell in.
Ugbo holding the ball, top of the key, dribbles it a couple of times, picks it up, hands it to Cardenas, dribbles behind an Ugbo screen, right corner to a wide open Meadow. He missed the three. GW's Moss rebounds, and the Revs back up the floor with about a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
Broncos are now 3 of 13 from 3.
Jones out near half court, dribbling left, dribbling right. Clock running down, 19 seconds left in the half. Again, about a 6-second differential. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Now Jones decides to move. Jones into the paint, spins, and I believe it's a travel. He kind of got bumped by one of the Broncos that kind of threw him off balance just a little bit, enough to travel. And Boise State will have the final 9 seconds of the half to score.
9 seconds, plenty of time to get down there, make one, maybe even 2 passes, and get an open look.
Buchanan subs back in for Ugbo, gives him a little better shooter on the floor. Meadow will be the inbounder. Full court pressure by GW. Inbound to Cardenas. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Cardenas into the front court with 4. Cardenas inside to Buchanan, catches, fades, and scores as the buzzer sounds. 2 more for Javen Buchanan. He has 8 points, and Boise State will have a 6-point lead at halftime, 32-26.
You always take a lead at half no matter what, but the Broncos overcame a pretty sloppy first 10 minutes offensively and have the lead going into halftime.
So it's the Broncos with 32, the Revs with 26. Let's take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
From tip-off to final buzzer beater, show your diehard passion for your Boise State Broncos all season long with your favorite blue and orange gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from the Extra Mile Arena or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Bronco-branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or Shields.com, and let's cheer on the Broncos. Shields, proud partner of Boise State Athletics and basketball fans everywhere.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Bronco Nation, Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of Boise State Athletics and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or your loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Broncos.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, this is the Bronco Halftime Show.
Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics. Easy to drink, and easy to enjoy. Boise State with a 6-point lead at halftime at 32-26. When the Broncos been ahead this season, it's been 22 times. They've won 21 of those, and they will have a 6-point lead as we begin play in the second half. All right, let's get to the highlights. And Boise State struggled out of the gate. They made one of their first 8 shots, that one being this one from Emmanuel Ugbo. Ugbo posting up the taller Castro, and a hook shot inside, 10 feet away. Ugbo gets the ball on the block and scores, and it's 5-2 Revs. George Washington led 9-3 when Boise State went then on a 7-0 run to take its first lead. After GW took the lead back at 12-10, it was a role reversal. Degenhardt passed to Cardenas to tie the game. Hutchinson turned it over. Steele, Degenhardt. Degenhardt with a 2-on-2. Now it's 3-on-3. Degenhardt gets the assist. Cardenas finishes it off for his first basket. Thank you, Tyson Degenhardt, says Al Cardenas, and we are tied at 12. Boise State in this game has 8 assists. R.J. Keene would have this beautiful one to Javen Buchanan, who would lead Boise State in scoring with 8. Tried the lob to Castro, but Castro wasn't looking. The ball settles into the hands of Keene. Keene feed it ahead to Javen Buchanan. Buchanan with a 2-handed dunk. Third basket for Buchanan. Give Keene another assist. 26-19 Broncos. Timeout Revs. And then our final highlight of the first half is going to be this basket from Tyson Degenhardt. Offensive rebound. Buchanan, left corner of the foul line. Underneath to Degenhardt, who dunks it home. Nobody within 8 feet of Degenhardt. And the Broncos are going to call their use it or lose it timeout with 1:06 to go in the half as they extend the lead to 30-24. And those are the highlights. The score is 32-26 at halftime. Boise State in front. Abe Jackson will take a look at the stats when we come back on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Get your head in the game and out of the checkout line with Albertsons Drive Up and Go. Place an order online and our team will select the freshest ingredients, crunchiest snacks, and coolest refreshments so you have everything you need for game day. When you pull up for the play, we'll send out our team for the handoff so you can make a break for the end zone. Albertsons is the official grocer and tailgate headquarters of Bronco Athletics. Just download our new Albertsons for You deals and delivery app, place your order, and drive up and go Broncos.
Hi, Andrew Meadow here from Boise State Men's Hoops. On behalf of the team, I'd like to congratulate the winner of Mighty Dog Roofing's 3rd annual Veteran Roof Giveaway, Andrew Salzano.
What a deserving veteran. He'll get Mighty Dog's White Paw service, leaving his new roof and everything around it better than they found it.
And you can too. Mighty Dog is locally owned and family operated in Boise. Find out what makes them special.
The best of Boise for 2024.
Visit MightyDogRoofing.com.
Are you looking for fresh, delicious food? At Costa Vida, we prepare everything in store daily, using only the freshest ingredients, never frozen. Are you hungry now? Enjoy Costa Vida your way. Dine in, swing by our drive-thru, order online, or have us cater your next event. Fresh flavors, made from scratch every day. That's Costa Vida, fresh Mexican grill.
My name is JJ. I grew up in Glens Ferry area, and we're out here barbecuing, going hiking. The dangers of rural roads is just how isolated you can be, being away from town and maybe not having great cell service. So if something happens, you can't get an Uber. I think if you're planning on drinking, plan ahead, getting a designated driver, and just making sure that you have a way home safely. Stay safe, Idaho.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Boise State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome back to halftime. It's Boise State 32, George Washington 26, and these are going to be your halftime stats, and they're brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Not a great shooting half for either team, but they did pick it up toward the end of that first half. 38% for the Broncos, 13 out of 34, 23% from 3, 3 out of 13, and 75% from the line, 3 out of 4. George Washington, 39%, 9 out of 23, 36% from 3, 5 out of 14, and 3 of 7 from the free throw line. But the story is turnovers. 11 turnovers for George Washington has led to 12 points for Boise State. Only 4 turnovers for the Broncos, and George Washington has not scored off of those. So when you have that many turnovers, you don't need to shoot as good a percentage if you're creating those turnovers like the Broncos. The Broncos have 34 attempts from the floor, only 23 attempts for George Washington. Total rebounds, 19-18 Broncos with the edge. Bench points dominated by the Broncos, 17-6, along with points in the paint, 18-8. Individually, nobody in double digits, but Javen Buchanan leads the way with 8 points on 4 of 7 shooting, 7 for Tyson Degenhardt on 3 of 5 shooting, and 5 for Andrew Meadow, and 4 for Emmanuel Ugbo off the bench. For George Washington, Autry has 7 points and Bevins has 6, and that's really all for George Washington. Those were your halftime stats, brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, official sponsor of Bronco Athletics, reminding you to enjoy responsibly. We'll take another break here at halftime. This is the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Get ready for a rate with a view. For a limited time, Mountain America Credit Union has auto loans as low as 5.74% APR. Explore serene valleys, roaring waterfalls, and relaxing beaches, all while enjoying a low monthly payment. Apply for your Mountain America auto loan featuring a 5.74 rate. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Loans on approved credit. Limited time offer. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Offer ends March 31st, 2025.
St. Luke's and Boise State are partners in education and health. Through scholarships and internships for students, support for programs and faculty, and collaboration on health-related research. Together, we're preparing tomorrow's healthcare professionals and investing in the people and programs that build healthy, livable, caring communities. St. Luke's and Boise State, proud to be blue.
Looking for affordable storage? Look no further. Storage Self-Storage is family-owned and operated and the official self-storage partner of the Broncos. Whether it's storing personal treasures, holiday decorations, cleaning out your garage, storing your boat or RV, or even storing your entire household for the big move, we've got you covered at any of our 19 convenient locations serving the entire Treasure Valley, Donley, and McCaw. Hop online at store.com because since 1972, we've been able to store it for you.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Boise State ahead by 6.5, 32-26. This week's Sports Student Athlete of the Week is from the softball team. It's Megan Lake, senior left fielder. As Boise State swept UNLV in a 3-game series, she hit .545 with 3 home runs, which translated into 1 every game. She had 7 RBI, 5 runs scored, and had a highlight catch in the final game of the series. Boise State softball back at home Wednesday, noon, doubleheader against Colorado State. Ski season is in full swing at Tamarack Resort. The mountain has received a ton of snow. All lifts and trails are open. Fresh snow is still falling, so there's no better time than to head to Tamarack than now. Come on up and experience Idaho's natural beauty at North America's premier ski, golf, and lake resort. Go to TamaracIdaho.com to book your Tamarack experience today. We'll be back with the second half. Boise State will have a 6-point head start on GW, leading 32-26 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you looking for fresh, delicious food? At Costa Vida, we prepare everything in store daily, using only the freshest ingredients, never frozen. Are you hungry now? Enjoy Costa Vida your way. Dine in, swing by our drive-thru, order online, or have us cater your next event. Fresh flavors, made from scratch every day. That's Costa Vida, fresh Mexican grill. The Broncos are proud to present these preferred local partners in the home service industry as members of the Boise State Home Team, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing Company, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Nampa Floors and Interiors, RowPaint.com, Snake River Pool and Spa, and Bauscher Real Estate. The Broncos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your home team today. The Boise State Home Team, where local pride meets home improvement excellence.
My name is JJ. I grew up in Glens Ferry area, and we're out here barbecuing, going hiking. The dangers of rural roads is just how isolated you can be, being away from town and maybe not having great cell service. So if something happens, you can't get an Uber. I think if you're planning on drinking, plan ahead, getting a designated driver, and just making sure that you have a way home safely. Stay safe, Idaho.
Planning an event? Make it unforgettable with Event Rent, an official partner of the Broncos. From weddings and graduations to corporate events, we have everything you need to make your special occasion shine. Choose from our vast selection of brand new rental items, tents, premium linens, tables, chairs, and more, all backed by our friendly professional service. Whether it's a big celebration or an intimate gathering, Event Rent is Idaho's #1 choice for all your event needs. Event Rent, where every event is a winning event. Visit us today at idahoeventrent.com.
1.5 in the books. Boise State with a 6-point advantage after trailing by as many as 6 in the first half. They're up 32-26. And Abe, as far as offensively goes, kind of thinks maybe Boise State kind of flushed away some of the bad shots.
Yeah, hopefully they did. I mean, it was a real struggle to get points on the board earlier in that first half, but then some shots started to fall, and it really was triggered by a three-pointer made by Andrew Meadow. Then the Broncos made 3 in a row after that. And then they bumped their shooting percentage up to 38%. But the big difference here, taking a look at the stat, Bob, is the turnovers. 11 turnovers by George Washington. So the teams are shooting basically even, right? 38% for the Broncos, 39% for George Washington. But the Broncos have 34 attempts to only 23 for George Washington. 11 more attempts. There's those 11 turnovers. But it's just surprising. I mean, it insulates you so much from a poor shooting night like the Broncos are having when you can get just a mass amount of more shots. You don't need to shoot a great percentage just because you're getting more attempts.
And Boise State made 3 of 4 free throws. GW also got 3 made free throws, but they had 7 attempts. So had they been a little better at the line, this would be a tighter game.
It would be a tighter game, and a lot of what ifs. What if the Broncos, scored more than 2 points in the first 5 minutes? Then it could be a little different. But just looking at these teams, though, the Broncos are the better team. They're more talented. They got better players, but they're just going to have to come out and play a better second half.
And the winner of this game will take on Butler, an 86-84 win over Utah.
Last second shot, drive. Not right at last second. There were 3 seconds left when the bucket went in, but a drive into the paint from one of their leaders. For Butler.
Boise State will go back to the original starters: Carmichael, Degenhart, Cardenas, Meadow, and Stanley. GW is still around their third-year head coach, Chris Caputo. And we'll see if they will go to their original starters or whether they will make a change. Boise State ended up shooting 38% in the first half. And Abe, I thought at one time when we marked things down, it was like at 9%.
It was a 9, yes. So you look at 38%. When you were at 9% with about 7 or 8 minutes into the game and you end at 38, that's quite the hot streak.
Starting lineup the same in the second half for GW. Drumgoole, Castro, Autry, Buchanan, and Jones. 20 minutes left in one team season. The other team will move on to face Butler on Wednesday. If Boise State wins, we'll have the pregame show at 4:30 Mountain Time Wednesday afternoon. If you're listening in the Boise area, that game also will be found on 670 AM. If we move to the weekend, the Saturday and Sunday games will move over to 93.1 FM. Tim Comer holding the basketball. He's one of the 3 referees, waiting for Fox to say it's time to play some basketball.
Long commercial breaks and breaks in general when it's on TV. This one seems longer than normal.
Well, they probably figured they needed a lot of commercials to be able to cover the
$300,000
they're going to pay the winners, plus the housing and food and, putting up teams for a week. Action begins. Jones into the paint, underneath to Buchanan, and then he threw it away. Another turnover. I believe that's 12. Broncos counter. Carmichael to the basket, and Boise State cashes in another GW turnover for a basket. 34-26, Boise State.
Well, he couldn't have drawn up a better start, create a turnover, and get an easy bucket on a fast break. Nice finish from Carmichael, too.
Pass deflected. Boise State may have another turnover, and they do, as GW can't save it after it ricocheted off of one of their players. It goes out of bounds. So, again, turnovers have been the story. George Washington now with 13 turnovers officially to just 4 for Boise State.
Carmichael got his hand on that pass to create the turnover.
Degenhardt drives, baseline left side, cut off by a double team. Tries to get through the double team, able to get the pass to Carmichael. Right wing to Meadow, and the turnover is cashed in. A triple for Andrew Meadow, 37-26, the lead to double figures.
What a start for the Broncos. They already have 5 points in this second half.
And the points off the turnover go to 17. George Washington with nothing. Wide open look for Autry, and he's a good three-point shooter. He's in double figures with 10, 20th time that he's in double figures, 37-29. They are 15-4 when he's in double figures, but they're going to have some work to do to try to get the lead back. Degenhardt again, double team, passes it to Carmichael, and the blocking foul on Christian Jones. That should be his third.
Well, the ball just whipping around much better, and they're going into Degenhardt, just getting him touches. The first couple minutes of that game, or in the first half, Degenhardt didn't even touch the ball. He's touched it twice already and kicking out when he gets double-teamed in the paint.
Broncos by 8 with the basketball. They led by 6 at halftime. Degenhardt to the foul line, right side to Carmichael. Pearson across court to Meadow. Meadow drives, cut off by Castro. Outside Cardenas. He'll drive into the paint. Back it out to Meadow. Meadow below the foul line. Puts up a floater. Doesn't want to drop. And GW lost it out of bounds. Looked like they were going to get the rebound, but they couldn't hold it, and it's Boise State ball.
Nice job by Stanley. He's not going to get that rebound in the stat line, but he battled for it and created another possession for Boise State.
Cardenas will inbound from the baseline. Little right of the bucket. Right corner to Carmichael, and now the ball to Stanley. Stanley left side to Meadow. Meadow trying to get it into Degenhardt, but the pass sealed off. They'll reset to Cardenas. Cardenas into the paint, left corner, Meadow. Meadow dribbles towards the foul line. Meadow into the paint. Meadow up off the glass, and good. Another bucket for Meadow. He has 10 double figures for the 24th time, and the Broncos lead again by 10, 39-29.
5 from Meadow here in this second half.
Castro trying to back down Stanley. Turn, shoots off the glass. It's good, and the basket will count as Stanley gets foul number 2.
Stanley, toward the end of the Mountain West season, Stanley just found himself in foul trouble in quite a few games and picks up his second there on just a one-on-one move inside from Castro.
Castro 2 for 2 at the foul line today. Just 63% on the season. They scored big in the transfer portal when they got him to come from Providence. 7 points now in the game for Castro, and the Rebs trail by 7, 39-32. 2.5 minutes into the second half. Cardenas into the front court with the dribble. Drives by Jones. Can't get into the paint, though, as Castro kept him out. Stanley, Carmichael. Pearson dribbles, Pearson to the basket, and the layup, Pearson, Carmichael, 2 second-half baskets. He's got 4, and it's 41-32.
Well, and they both have been physical plays inside, finishing over the top.
Autry, left side, missed the 3. Rebound, Karam's out near half court. Christian Jones saves. Jones drives into the lane, and he's going to get an and 1 with a finger roll layup. Jones gets 2. That'll be his third basket. He's got 6 and has a chance for 7.
It just seems like the ball's kind of bouncing George Washington's way the last couple possessions. 2 and 1 opportunities. The second one here rolled around the rim a little bit before it went in.
Stanley with 3 fouls. And again, Abe, you just mentioned it, as Drumgoole is out, Bevins is in for GW. Stanley has had a lot of fouls called on him in the last 3 or 4 games.
He has, yeah.
And the free throw is good by Jones. Jones with 7 in the game. 41-35. Rebs within 6. Carmichael with the dribble as he gets around Autry into the front court. Two-handed pass, right corner. Ugbo for 3. It rimmed out. Autry rebounds for GW. Into the front court to Jones. Jones baseline left side. Castro has the ball. Stripped away. Another turnover forced by the Broncos, and they give it right back. Meadows' pass went behind Carmichael and sailed out of bounds.
Broncos still up 6, but forcing turnovers, but GW hanging right in there. The Broncos got off to a hot start shooting, but GW with back-to-back and one opportunities is hanging right there.
Kind of reminiscent of the first few minutes of the game where Boise State couldn't buy a basket. GW got out to an early lead. Boise State has seen their lead shrink, and we've got another foul. This time it's on Meadow.
And that one was not needed. Ugbo was doing a nice job of holding his ground, not giving up any space to Castro, and Meadow just reached in and got a cheap one.
3 fouls in the half now against the Broncos to just 1 for the Reds. Meadow is out. Keene is back in. Keene played very well in the first half for the Broncos. 2 points, 4 assists. And George Washington almost turned it over again. They're trapped on the sideline, and they're going to have to call a timeout. So they'll have just 2 left as Boise State nearly tied them up for a jump ball. 16-12 remaining. Take a break. 41 for the Broncos, 35 for the Rebs on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, Dan Atkinson here from Atkinson's Mirror and Glass. People ask me about the mirror part of our business. Well, it's still huge. Custom cut mirrors, people love them, plus shower doors and custom enclosures. Atkinson's is the place for quality glass, including mirrors. Take it from our friend Omar.
This is Omar Stanley from Boise State men's basketball. On the court, I clean the glass and I protect the glass. And I love the team at Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, a legacy Idaho business since 1951.
Visit Atkinson'sMirrorandGlass.com.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountain, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today, based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Double R Ranch is an exceptional quality premium beef brand from the heart of the Northwest and a proud partner of the Broncos. Whether you're watching Double R Vision at Extra Mile Arena or grilling a premium steak at home, we're proud to be part of your game day experience. Boise State leading by 6. That's where we were at halftime. 16-12 to go in the second half. Both teams have scored 9 in this period. And the Broncos still ahead by 6.
Well, in this second half, Broncos are 4 out of 6. George Washington's 3 out of 4. So a completely different type of half than it was to start the game.
Broncos will play with Cardenas, Carmichael, Ugbo, Degenhart, and Keene. Autry, Nessa, Castro, Bevins, and Jones on the floor. Turnovers have been the story. The Rebs have had 14 that Boise State has cashed in for 17 points. Boise State has turned it over 5 times, and the Rebs have only managed to not score at all. 0.
40 attempts for Boise State, only 27 attempts for George Washington. But George Washington, 3 out of 4 here in the second half.
You're not shooting well. Volume. Jones lobs it into Castro, an easy slam dunk on the alley-oop. Castro now with 9 in the game, and GW within 4 at 41-37.
Yeah, they're still hanging around, and, 4 is not a big lead.
Cardenas with the dribble, trapped near half court. Passes out of it to Carmichael. To Cardenas, left side to Keene. Left block to Ugbo against Castro. Ugbo gives up a few inches. Ugbo turning, goes left. Hook shot left a little bit short. Castro with the rebound.
I mean, no offense to Ugbo, but that's just not going to get it done. I mean, a one-on-one move against a 6'11" shot blocker inside, that offense isn't going to get a win, as there's another turnover from George Washington as Carmichael has it and goes inside and gets fouled. They're going to earn 2 free throws.
So Carmichael will be at the line. He has 4 points in the second half. Good free throw shooter at 75%. And we're going to get a timeout. GW now with 15 turnovers in the game. We'll take a break. Broncos up 4, 41-37 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
Planning an event? Make it unforgettable with Event Rent, an official partner of the Broncos. From weddings and graduations to corporate events, we have everything you need to make your special occasion shine. Choose from our vast selection of brand new rental items, tents, premium linens, tables, chairs, and more, all backed by our friendly professional service. Whether it's a big celebration or an intimate gathering, Event Rent is Idaho's #1 choice for all your event needs. Event Rent, where every event is a winning event. Visit us today at idahoeventrent.com.
Attention Boise State fans. Mountain Land Supply is your go-to for all things HVAC, plumbing, waterworks, landscape irrigation, tools, and safety, and is a proud Boise State University basketball supporter. Ask your HVAC specialist about our top-of-the-line Comfort Maker products exclusively at our new Nampa HVAC store. Whether you're upgrading your home comfort with a furnace this winter or air conditioning for summer, we've got you covered. Ask your HVAC dealer about Mountain Land Supply, where comfort meets community. And go Broncos! It's that time of year when people start thinking about industrial refrigeration. Not. Folks around here are excited about Boise State basketball. APCO is proud to sponsor the Broncos. Their players and coaches hold themselves to exceptionally high standards, just like our team members do. For us, that means meeting the Western United States industrial refrigeration needs with unmatched expertise in system design, installation, training, service, and compliance. Visit apcco.net today, and let's go Broncos.
St. Luke's and Boise State are proud to be blue, together partners in healthcare, education, research, and community health. You can learn more at stlukesonline.org. Bob Beeler and Abe Jackson back in Las Vegas. 15:21 to go in the second half. Bronco lead has been trimmed to 4. Boise State up 41-37.
Carmichael will have some free throws coming out of this timeout, but it's just been turnover after turnover for George Washington, and the Broncos capitalizing. 15 turnovers for GW leads to 17 points for Boise State. But the shooting percentage for George Washington in the second half, they're 4 out of 5 for 80%. The Broncos are 4 out of 7 for 57%. So good shooting in this half. The Broncos just can't seem to stretch it. They got it to double digits early on, but then it was back-to-back and 1 buckets in the free throw for George Washington to stay right in it.
And you look, Boise State being outshot 46% to 42%, but the difference is amount of shots. Boise State has 4 made baskets more than GW, but they've taken a lot more shots, 41-28. That's 13 more shots in the game.
Yeah, and it's those turnovers, right? 15 turnovers, because offensive rebounds, not a lot. 5 for Boise State, 2 for GW. It's been those turnovers.
And again, Boise State 17-2 now on the turnover. Carmichael will be at the line to shoot 2 for Boise State. 75% on the year. Not a lot of free throw attempts, 20. But looks to be a good shooter and now has 5 points all in the second half and stretches the lead back to 5. And the second free throw for Carmichael made them both. Back to where we were at halftime, 6 points at 43-37.
I feel like just one of these teams is going to go on a run, and hopefully it's Boise State, because we're just hanging around that 6-point margin.
Autry to Hutchinson. Buchanan, right side, the ball goes to Autry. Skip pass across the defense. Three-pointer from the corner is good for Jones. Actually, check it, it's Bevins. Bevins made the three. He's got 3 threes in the game, and it's a 43-40 lead for Boise State.
Yeah, Bevins averages 2 points, and he has 9
on 3 threes. Carmichael doubled. Ugbo out front to Buchanan. Javen posting up on the left block, double team. Cross-court pass to Keene. Open look for 3, rattled out. Offensive rebound. Ugbo, his putback is no good. Keene, offensive rebound out front. Carmichael, who drills the 3 ball, and Boise State leads again by 6. Good work on the boards leads to that 3.
Offensive board by Ugbo, then an offensive board by Keene leads to a Carmichael 3. We're back to 6-point lead.
Hutchinson. There, Buchanan, guarded by Ugbo. Autry right side, curling off the screen. Air ball from 3, caught by Cardenas. Broncos quickly into the front court. Cardenas to the trailer, Buchanan. Buchanan down the right side of the lane. Nifty move, gets a basket. He's fouled, and it counts. And 1 for Javen Buchanan. He's got 10 double figures, 18th time, and the Broncos lead by 8.
Back-to-back 3-point opportunities. First one was from Carmichael, and this one from Buchanan.
Foul called on Bevins. That will be his first. Buchanan will shoot the 1. Try to take this lead to 9. And he nails it. 11 points for Buchanan. 49-40 Boise State. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Bronco basketball. GW moving the ball around the perimeter. They trail by 9. Hutchinson, right side. Moss, outside to Hutchinson. It's a steal for Carmichael. Carmichael one-on-one over Drumgoole. Over the head layup is good. Carmichael with 2 more off the turnover. And the lead is 11 at 51-40.
Carmichael in double digits now, 11 points for the freshman, 4 of 7 shooting.
Inside, it's Castro. Castro turns, right-hand hook is good. Castro now in double figures for the 28th time this season. 51-42, they're within 9. And a steal for GW. Castro ahead to Buchanan. Buchanan over Ugbo, missed the shot, but Ugbo gets the foul.
Not a lot of turnovers for the Broncos, but that one led directly to that fast break for George Washington. Good foul by Ugbo. Don't give up an easy bucket. Make him shoot some free throws.
There's never been a better time to get a great deal on a Ford truck or SUV than at your Idaho Ford stores. Ford, the official truck of the Broncos.
Well, in the first half, neither team could pull away because neither team could score. This half seems like a team can't pull away because both teams are scoring. 59% shooting for Boise State as that free throw missed, and 75% shooting for George Washington here in the second half.
Darren Buchanan Jr., who's hit the line, is out of Washington, D.C., originally signed with Virginia Tech, was there a year, did not get into a game. Has been with GW for the last 2 and now enters the transfer portal again. Bricks the second free throw. And Boise State, after he misses both, still leads by 9, 51-42.
67% free throw shooter. He looked like about a 6% free throw shooter with those shots.
Degenhardt against Castro. I don't think Castro's been on Degenhardt too often in this game. Degenhardt over the top of the taller Castro, just too strong in there. Degenhardt with his first basket of the second half. He's got 9, the lead back to 11.
Yeah, Castro might have the length, but Degenhardt has the strength.
Buchanan on the drive for GW. Layup is good. Buchanan's first basket, 53-44. Got 2 Buchanans on the floor, 1 for them, 1 for us. Cardenas, left side, Degenhardt, open look for 3. It's a bullseye. Mountain America 3 for Tyson Degenhardt. He's got 12, double figures for the 34th time, and the lead is 12, biggest of the game.
You did not see this shooting coming from the first half. Broncos 5 out of their last 5. GW 5 out of the last 6, and another turnover by GW.
Bowie ahead of the pack to Buchanan. Javen missed the layup. Rebound by Moss. GW back the other way, but with 11:50 to go in the game, they're down 12. Right side, Drumgoole missed from 3. Javen Buchanan on the backside with the defensive rebound. In the front court to Cardenas. Cardenas into the paint, lost the ball, got it back, feed it off to Keene. Keene knifing down the lane, has the layup. Keene with his second basket of the game. The lead is 14. Timeout, GW.
Nice assist from Cardenas. He has 4 assists in the game. That great look there to Keene cutting into the paint.
11:30 remaining. 44 for the GW Revolutionaries. 58 for Boise State. Looks like we're going to take a timeout. They got the chairs out there. We'll take a break on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
It's been so long. How have you been?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Dave, why are you talking that way?
Please say 1 for a compliment or 2 for a question.
Yeah, this is weird. I think I'm going to go.
Talking with an automated phone tree can feel pretty ridiculous. That's why when you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll get a real person to answer all your important questions.
Pacific Source Health Plans? This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Find a plan at PacificSourceMembersFirst.com.
Bronco Nation, Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of Boise State Athletics and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or your loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Broncos.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Boise State has raced out to a 58-44 lead with 11 and a half minutes to go in the second half, and they are currently, Abe, on a 15-4 run.
But I asked you at that break, Bob, I mean, what does George Washington say in the huddle? I mean, how does a 6-point deficit at halftime balloon to 14 when you're shooting 70% in its turnovers? George Washington has had 10 attempts here in the second half, and they've made 7. The Broncos have had 16 attempts in the second half and made 10. 17 turnovers for George Washington, 17 more attempts in the game for the Broncos.
And off those 17 turnovers, Boise State has cashed them in for 21 points.
It's been points off of turnovers and bench scoring. 21 points off of turnovers for Boise State and 22-9 in bench scoring. Also dominating fast break points, 14-0.
Broncos playing with Bowie and Meadow and Cardenas, Keene, and Degenhart coming out of this timeout. 14-point lead for the Broncos is the largest of the game. GW with the timeout. Darren Buchanan will inbound into Christian Jones. Winner gets Butler on Wednesday. Our airtime would be at 4:30 Mountain Time. Buchanan driving on Meadow, double teamed by Cardenas. They throw the ball in the backcourt, and there's they say it was tipped. They say it was tipped. 3 seconds to shoot. GW gets it off. Missing the three was Autry. Rebound Meadow over the back foul on Buchanan, his second. And GW now with team foul number 4.
Well, and I don't know if that was tipped on the kickoff. It was a double team that he was trying to pass out of, but I don't think it was tipped, but the Broncos do end up with the ball. And no points for GW.
I thought that was going to be yet another turnover. And we have a foul on Christian Jones against Cardenas. Jones was trying to get up in his face and maybe force a steal, and Jones will be the first player from either team to pick up 4 fouls in the game. Jones, a member of the Atlantic's 10's all-rookie team. They select 5, and he was one of the 5. Keene inbounds to Cardenas. Broncos up 14. Meadow between the rings. Degenhart Couple of dribbles, hands it back to Cardenas, give it back to Degenhart, drives into the paint. Little reverse layup, Tyson Degenhart. 7 points in each half for 14. The Broncos get the 60 and lead by 16.
5 assists for Cardenas. Keene also with 5 assists in the game.
Under 10.5 to go. Autry defended by Keene. Autry on the drive. He's generally an outside shooter, and he'll draw the foul from Keene. RJ with his first, team's 5th of the half. And free throws coming for the Revs.
RJ did a nice job of bodying up on the drive until the shot happened, and then he just let his arms go forward, and that's where they got the foul.
Trey Autry will shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 in this game. And now 1 for 3. How about this? GW is under 50% at the foul line. They are 5 out of 12.
When they come in, not a horrible free throw shooting team, 70%. That's pretty good.
1 out of 2 for Trey Autry. He has 11 in the game. 60-45, so the lead is 15 as we approach 10 minutes to go in the second half. Degenhart with the ball. Dribbles below the foul line, takes it all the way, missed the layup. Rebound by George Washington's Hutchinson, and the foul called on Keene reaching in. Second foul on Keene, 6th on Boise State, so no more to give without penalty.
It was a nice drive by Degenhart, but 6'11" came into play from Castro. Made Degenhart go to the opposite side of the hoop to make that layup a little more difficult, and he missed it.
Well, watching Castro play, this is the first I've seen him other than a couple of the game tapes I've watched. Maybe the longest arms of anybody we've played, and it's 6'11" as blocking foul called on the Broncos. I think it may be Cardenas' second foul.
When Cardenas was working hard, though, fought through a screen and then got caught for the block.
Okay, so George Washington will be in the bonus for basically the entire last 10 minutes, 9:59 on the clock. They have not shot free throws well, so we'll see if this 1-and-1 can be cashed in. Jones has made his only free throw and makes the first one there. He's a 67% shooter. 60-46, Boise State in front. Butler awaits the winner on Wednesday. Jones makes both. Jones with 5.5, 9 in the game. Carmichael returns for Bowie. 60-47, they have it down to 13. With the ball, it's Cardenas. Hawked in backcourt by Bevins. Cardenas now picked up by Hutchinson. Cardenas still with the dribble. Behind back pass to Degenhart. Out front to Cardenas. Open look straight on for 3, and he drills it. Just the second basket. First Mountain America 3 of the game for Cardenas. 63-47 Boise State.
And Degenhart has 2 assists, and both of them are to Cardenas. He kicked it out to Al for that 3.
Degenhart owes him a few. Autry with the move, baseline, under the basket, cut off by Keene. Keene, arms extended, great defense. Right corner to Hutchinson, back to Autry. Shot clock down to 5. Autry to Castro at the top of the key. Castro trying to dribble in on Degenhart, has to turn and shoot and missed the shot as the horn was sounding on the three-point arc. Excuse me, on the 30-second clock. Cardenas into the paint, left side to Carmichael. Carmichael missed the 3. Castro took the rebound away from Degenhart.
Good look by Cardenas.
Bevins into the lane, missed the layup. Carmichael rebounds, and the Broncos will come back the other way.
And a good decision to pull it out a little up and down as Degenhart launches a 3 and hits it.
Degenhart with his third Mountain America 3. He's got 10.5, 17 in the game, and all of a sudden the lead is 19 on back-to-back threes by Cardenas and Degenhart.
Right as I say, nice job by the Broncos slowing it down. Degenhart finds himself with a little too much space and hits a 3. How about this? 15 assists for Boise State.
And pretty well spread out. 5 each for Cardenas and Keene, and then a pair for Degenhart and Carmichael. Broncos with a couple of subs. Buchanan, Degenhart, Carmichael, Bowie on the floor, along with Meadow. GW inbounds to Castro. Hutchinson to Buchanan, back to Hutchinson. He'll drive into the paint, try to split the defense. There's another turnover. Degenhart with a steal, head of the pack to Carmichael, and Carmichael with another layup. Carmichael now with 5 baskets in the second half, plus a couple of free throws, and Boise State forces another timeout from GW as the score goes to 68-47.
Another turnover from GW. That's 18 now that have led to 23 points for Boise State.
Looks like this is going to be a 30-second timeout. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics, easy to drink and easy to enjoy. And Coke, crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Oh, no, was that George Washington's last timeout? They have 0 on the board.
Yeah.
I thought they might have had 1 left, but yeah, no timeouts left in the last 8:07. But they do find themselves down 68-47.
Well, I guess Coach Caputo says you can't save the timeouts for next season.
Can't save them for next season, and if you're going to try and stop a run being down this much, you got to take it.
We got a break in the action, 68-47 on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
It's that time of year when people start thinking about industrial refrigeration. Not. Folks around here are excited about Boise State basketball. APCO is proud to sponsor the Broncos. Their players and coaches hold themselves to exceptionally high standards, just like our team members do. For us, that means meeting the Western United States industrial refrigeration needs with unmatched expertise in system design, installation, training, service, and compliance. Visit apcco.net today, and let's go Broncos.
The Broncos are proud to present the Boise State Athletics preferred restaurant partners: Anthony's, Blaze Pizza, Chip Gourmet Cookies, Costa Vida Fresh Mexican Grill, Dutch Bros, Firehouse Subs, Paddles Up Poke, Taco Bell, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Tucano's Brazilian Grill, and Guthrie's Chicken Fingers. The Broncos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your next dining experience.
The Broncos are proud to present these preferred local partners in the home service industry as members of the Boise State Home Team: Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Blind Appeal, Cloverdale Plumbing Company, Dodd Roofing and Exteriors, Nampa Floors and Interiors, RowPaint.com, Snake River Pool and Spa, and Boucher Real Estate. The Broncos encourage all fans to support these proud partners and make them a part of your home team today. The Boise State Home Team, where local pride meets home improvement excellence.
Took a little while, ahead by 6 at the half. Boise State with a 36-21 advantage in the second half, up 21. Largest lead of the game at 68-47. And Abe, I don't know that I've seen a points off the turnover be as lopsided as it is here today.
6 turnovers for the Broncos have led to only 2 points for GW. 18 turnovers for GW have led to 23 points for Boise State. And so if you give away the ball a lot like GW, you have to outshoot the opponent because they have so many more attempts. Well, here's why it's ballooned. Boise State now is outshooting GW 48-44, and they have 20 more attempts from the floor.
I think they started out, one of the first 9 or one of the first 11?
And they're shooting the ball well from 3 in this half. 5 out of 8 from 3 for Boise State. They're up to 38% in the game from 3. We'll take that.
We roll under 8 minutes to go, ahead by 21. Drumgoole under the basket will draw the foul, I think, from Tyson.
No, I think it's Buchanan.
Either way, first foul on somebody. 8th foul, but it's in the act of shooting. So pair of free throws for GW, which is not necessarily good. Drumgoole comes to the line, and he's 0 for 3 in the game. Gerald Drumgoole, graduate student.
It went in, but it bounced off the back iron straight up and then rattled down. Not a pretty make, but it was a make.
How about Drumgoole's lineage? 2 years at Pitt, 2 years at Albany, and then a year at Delaware, and then here this year for a COVID year. Made 1 free throw, 68-48. They're back within 20. Carmichael, Meadow, left wing, Bowie. Puts up a 3. It's good. Bowie with his second Mountain America 3 of the game. Broncos do get to 70, 71-48. And when the Broncos get to 70, they're 19-4.
And the three-pointers are just going down as Tyson gets caught off of his feet, and then a good shot from Autry, and Tyson picks up a foul.
So that's 6 points in the second half, 13 in the game for Autry. Degenhart with his first foul of the game, 9th on Boise State. And Autry will have a chance for the and one. He's 2 for 4 at the foul line. Autry's dad, is the head coach at Syracuse.
And at this point, 71-50, Broncos are ahead. That free throw misses. So you're up 21 with 7:25 left. A lot of it's just kind of clock management right now. Just keep that clock running, get some good looks, but
9 missed free throws for George Washington to go with all those turnovers, 18 turnovers. Cardenas, Degenhart, Bowie in the paint to Buchanan. Too much traffic. Steele, Castro. GW back on the attack, and they turn it over. Carmichael with a steal, and they're going to call a foul on Autry. No, they're going to let it go. Layup good for Buchanan. 73-38.
Another turnover. 19 turnovers for GW. 25 points off of those by Boise State.
73-48 Broncos, or make it 73-50 Broncos.
Well, you're getting to the point now with 6:44 left. The next couple minutes, you might give some guys rest. I mean, the coaching staff knows how they're feeling. I mean, they had a rest 2 weeks off, but you do have, a rest tomorrow with a win. No game, but it's tournament setting where you got to play games quickly.
I do think, though, it's a different feel than having to turn around and come out the next day. I think that helps.
For sure.
Off the dribble, shooting three, making three is Autry. He's a good outside shooter. He'll have a chance for an and 4 as he was fouled, I think, by Keene. 73-53 now with 6.5 to go.
And that was on Carmichael.
Okay, second on Carmichael, 10th on Boise State. Autry had 23 in their first round of the A10 tournament. Another missed free throw by GW. They're now under 50%, 9 out of 19.
Turnovers and missed free throws.
Cardenas into the paint, lost the handle, but it was poked out of bounds by GW. Cardenas will inbound for the Broncos, who lead by 20. Largest lead has been 23. Broncos were down early. Cardenas inside to Degenhart, catches and gets the layup. Degenhart with 2 more. 75-53 Boise State. Degenhart now with 19, 10 away from 2,000. Bevins at the other end has a layup roll out. Buchanan rebounds, and now to Cardenas.
And Cardenas just didn't see the guy behind and then fouls. If you're the point guard, you got to know who's ahead of you and who's behind you.
3 fouls on Cardenas, and they're in the super bonus, so GW will be shooting 2. Clock stops with 5:55 left. 75-53 Boise State.
Did they call an intentional foul?
So what do you think they're reviewing for?
It's got to be intentional? It's got to be an intentional foul there. I mean, I didn't see anything else.
Tim Comer is over at the monitor. Right now, Boise State shooting 51%. They're up to 41% from 3. That was after a slow start to the game. Broncos had 1 point to open the game. Were 1 out of 8.
Oh, it might have been a hit to the face. As Al reached through the backside, his hand came up. I don't know. Boy.
They take a look at the monitor a lot when they think somebody's hand is near somebody's face.
I don't know. I didn't see anything there. He made a play on the ball. It was a foul. He reached around and tried to hit the ball. Did his hand come up and hit the face? I mean, if it did, it was not very hard at all.
They're replaying that play. I think it's going to end up being a nothing. The 3 officials are, it's going to be a foul, but it's not going to be anything extra. They are Conferencing now, 75-53 Boise State with a shade under 6 minutes to go in the game.
It would be one of the weaker technical fouls or flagrant fouls that I've seen called.
Let's hear for the call. We can't hear it in the arena.
And everyone walking to the free throw line, Broncos included, so I think it's just going to be a common foul.
Downgraded, so the original call was a flagrant call. Cardenas now with 3 fouls. 3 fouls also for Omar Stanley, but he's not in the game. Nessa will shoot free throws, and that is another miss. He's only 58% on the season. I mean, if I go into the locker room and I'm Coach Chris Caputo at the end of this game, Abe, I'm going to put turnovers, missed free throws on the board, and that's why our season finishes.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason. And Broncos need to handle some pressure here as GW's putting the press on.
Couple of passes, they break it. Bowie will streak to the glass and get the layup. That's the way to break the press. 77-54 as Bowie gets another bucket. Bowie with 8.
Nice pass from Buchanan to really start that break. And another turnover.
Jones has the ball picked up by Bowie. Buchanan turns it back over. GW comes back up the floor. Nice move by Jones to get around Degenhart, but then Degenhart blocks the shot, and it goes out of bounds. Clock stops with 5:26 left.
Well, Buchanan is on the ground right now. I think he twisted an ankle.
Oh, over in the corner by the GW bench. And it's gotten very quiet here in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Didn't Buchanan hurt his ankle at one of the Mountain West games?
I think it was the first one against San Diego State, and Coach Rice and Matty Richardson out there, the athletic trainer, and Keene will come in for him. And this is one of those situations where it's probably good to get him out, and then good that you have a day rest tomorrow, assuming the Broncos, of course, hang on to this 20-plus point lead.
Walking with a bit of a limp back to the bench. Buchanan with 11 points, made 5 of 9 shots, also had a total of 5 rebounds in the game. Bevins down the lane, reverse layup is good. Bevins, who came in averaging 2 points, has 11 in the game. And that's the first time this year he's been in double figures. 77-56.
Now, what's nice about this game here is that
Bowie left side for 3. That one rimmed out, but it's tipped in by Keene, who draws the foul. Keene looked like he was shot out of a cannon at the foul line. Could sense it was going to miss. Went up there and tipped it back in, and the Broncos get the 79.
Well, just flying in there, and I don't know if he knew it went in. He kind of looked back at the rim like, did that go down? And the miss from Bowie, and Keene comes in there, does what he does, gets some rebounds. He's had a nice game. 3 rebounds, but 5 assists for Keene.
And give him another point for the free throw, and that gets Boise State to 80-56. Keene with 7 in the game. We told you the Broncos were 19-4 when they get to 70. They're unbeaten. They're 13-0 when they get to 80. Another steal. Carmichael with the ball. Carmichael coast to coast, missed the layup. GW with the ball. Rebs counter. Bevins posting up against Carmichael. Turns, shoots it short. Keene with another rebound.
Now you can use a little bit of clock. You're up 80-56, 4:30 left.
Keene with 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. That's put numbers in a lot of categories.
I was making a point before Keene had that and one where in a game like this, you don't need to win by a certain margin, right? There's no nets. There's no, you need to beat, you're projected for this, but you need to beat them by that.
Carmichael, is the shot clock expiring, puts up a 3 that doesn't go. You just need to win.
You just got to win. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or if it's by 25. You just got to win and play the next game.
Hutchinson outside to Bevins. Bevins with a pretty nice game. And a guy that only scores 2 a game. Hutchinson outside for 3. It's short off the side of the rim. Bowie rebounds, and as we're under 4 now, we'll get a timeout, next dead ball. But with 3:40 to go, Boise State going to coast home, it looks like, and head on to play Butler tomorrow. Or, excuse me, Wednesday.
Boise State at 32 points at half. 48 here in this second half. After having 2 points in the first 4 minutes.
Carmichael, deep three, doesn't drop. Rebound GW, that's Buchanan. Buchanan into the paint against Degenhart, and a whistle and a foul. 2 free throws coming up for Darren Buchanan as the foul goes on Tyson. That is his second. We'll take a break. All Boise State here in the second half. 3:12 to go from Vegas. 80-56 over GW on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you looking for fresh, delicious food? At Costa Vida, we prepare everything in store daily, using only the freshest ingredients, never frozen. Are you hungry now? Enjoy Costa Vida your way. Dine in, swing by our drive-thru, order online, or have us cater your next event. Fresh flavors, made from scratch every day. That's Costa Vida, fresh Mexican grill.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Pacific Source Health Plans.
Ideal is Idaho's 529 college savings plan and a proud sponsor of the Broncos. Did you know that it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? Information and a full disclosure statement, including risk terms and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Big second half, Abe, for the Broncos, turning it on. 3:12 to go, up 80-56 over GW.
And just stats that just pop off the page. We've been talking about turnovers and points off turnovers all game. 21 turnovers for GW, leads to 25 points for the Broncos. Bench points 30-12 Broncos. Points in the paint 44-22. Fast break points 18-0. That's some nice, good transition defense. Steals. 16 steals for Boise State. What is that? I've never even, that is a crazy number of steals. I mean, you have 7 for George Washington, and that's a decent number. 16 steals for the Broncos.
GW is supposed to be one of the best stealers in the country. They came in averaging 9 steals a game, which was a top 20 number. That's got to be a season high. I don't know that we've ever had double figures in steals.
No, in 19 assists. When you start getting to that 20 mark in assists, you are doing the right things with the ball, and you're shooting a good percentage because you're knocking them down. Boise State just under 50% at 32 out of 65 on the game.
I got to look here. Team highs, Boise State, steals. What do you think it is?
11.
Very close, 10.
And
we had 10 in the home win over New Mexico and 10 in the gimme game against Corbin.
It's 16 in this game.
Shattering it. Darren Buchanan playing his final game for George Washington, entering the portal. And his first free throw is good.
Well, Buchanan was probably hoping to put together a real solid game, maybe bump up his stock a little bit in that portal, but with that made free throw, has 3 points and missed that free throw. And with that miss, GW falls back to under 50% from the line, 8 out of 22.
80-57 Boise State, counting it down in the final 3 minutes. The only negative that you can come up with in the second half is that Buchanan had to leave with an ankle injury. Degenhart in the game with 19. Degenhart against Buchanan. Degenhart as the shot clock running down. Turns, shoots, drew iron, but that was it. Rebound, Nessa. George Washington with numbers. Buchanan's pass to Moss, and he's out of bounds, and they have another turnover. They now have 22 turnovers.
And the Broncos add to the points off turnovers here. 25 points off turnovers for Boise State.
Broncos with the ball. Keene to Bowie. Bowie into the paint. Bowie attacks. Bowie scores. Bowie now with 10 points in the game. Fourth time he's in double figures. 82-57. Boise State.
It's hard to think of a game where there have been such an egregious difference of first and second halves from Boise State, as there's an air ball by George Washington. Not going to be a turnover, but pretty much as it goes out of bounds.
Steals, we said, was a season high. Turnovers forced will be a season high. They had 18 against Air Force in the first conference game of the season.
22 forced turnovers, 16 steals. Boy, just a dominating second half for Boise State.
Took them a little while to get going.
It did. You could see some of the rust. You definitely could.
Meadow underneath the basket. Layup doesn't go. Meadow gets his own miss and makes good on his second chance. Two more for Meadow. 84-57 Broncos. Meadow with 12 in the game. 5 players in double figures for Boise State. Nessa with a layup at the other end, his first basket. 84-59.
And Brennan Ramirez at the scorers table for Boise State. The walk-on, going to get some minutes here in this first game.
Carmichael below the foul line, picks up the dribble, right side to Keene. Down to Ugbo on the baseline. Ugbo backing in on Buchanan. Ugbo turning, left hand hook a little bit short, ball knocked out of bounds. And Ramirez will come in for the final 110, checking in for Pearson Carmichael. Bronco contingent behind the bench going wild. They will have a couple of more days to have some fun in Vegas. Inbound play, Bowie hits Ugbo for the layup. 86-59 Boise State.
Just such even scoring across the board. 5 players in double digits. A couple other guys with 7 and 6 and 5.
Drumgoole out in front, missed the three-pointer. It was an air ball, rebounded by Ramirez. 50 seconds to go. 86-59 Boise State. Meadow left side. Meadow dribbling, coming to the foul line, into the paint. Meadow attacks, gets the basket. He's fouled, and it counts. Meadow with 14. It's 88-59 Boise State.
Boise State is shooting 61% here in the second half. I mean, you hear people talk about it, how, tale of two halves, and in all the sports they say that, and this is about as egregious of a difference in halves that I can remember from the Broncos, offensively, defensively, everything.
Broncos up 40 right now. It was 6 at halftime. Buchanan, left side. Drumgoole missed the three. Ugbo with the rebound. The Broncos don't have to shoot. The shot clock is off. 89-59, Boise State in front. This was a clinic in the second half. If people were just listening to the first 5 minutes of the game, they'll say, what changed? What turned?
Well, I think it was just getting the rust off. I mean, it looked like they were slogging through that first half. Not really anything working for the Broncos. Then the second half, domination offensively and defensively.
And there's the horn ending the game. The Broncos are your winners. 89-59 over GW. GW's season will finish at 21-13 for the Broncos. They'll go to 25-10 and move on to face Butler out of the Big East. That game will be Wednesday, 5 o'clock Mountain. Our pregame will be at 5:30. It's going to be at 4:30.
A little nervous, up 6 at half, and then about the first 5 or 6 minutes, you were still only up 6, and then all of a sudden, it just exploded to this huge win.
Second half, it was Boise State 57 and George Washington 33. We'll take a timeout. We've got our postgame show presented by Select Health to come. We'll be back with more on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we built the vehicles of the future for everyone. Have your power of choice with Ford's lineup of gas, electric, or hybrid vehicles. Outperform the competition with America's best-selling trucks for 47 years, Ford F-Series. Take the road less traveled in a Ford SUV, perfect for the mountains, city, and everywhere in between. Or check out Ford's lineup of electric or hybrid vehicles, like the Ford Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, or F-150 Lightning. Inventory has arrived. Head to your local Ford stores today. Based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Get ready for a rate with a view. For a limited time, Mountain America Credit Union has auto loans as low as 5.74% APR. Explore serene valleys, roaring waterfalls, and relaxing beaches, all while enjoying a low monthly payment. Apply for your Mountain America auto loan featuring a 5.74 rate. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Loans on approved credit. Limited time offer. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Offer ends March 31st, 2025.
When the Broncos are craving excitement, they head into Extra Mile Arena for basketball. When it's time to savor fresh seafood, they head to Anthony's Restaurant in downtown Boise. Indulge with wild-caught salmon, fresh oysters on the half-shell, local Idaho trout, Snake River Farms beef, and more. All with free, validated parking in the Simplot Garage. Discover the taste of the Northwest at Anthony's in downtown Boise. Reserve your table today at anthonys.com.
On the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, this is the Bronco Postgame Show, presented by Select Health. Coverage to fit any business size. Select Health is an official health sponsor of the Broncos.
Wow, what a second half for Boise State. They win it 89-59. 27 points they got off George Washington turnovers. Season high, 22 turnovers that the Broncos forced. And Abe, it was a clinic in the second half. They win by 30, 89-59. They'll